Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kobe and this is SkyTech Digital. Now in this episode we are going to convert this Figma design into a WordPress live WordPress site. Okay, so the last thing that we did, the last video we did was to how to create this design or web hero session over here in Figma. Okay, so I showed you how you can be able to do this in Figma. Now what we're going to do is we're going to convert this design to WordPress website. Okay, so that is what we're going to do. So this is just a hero session and that is all what we are going to do. Okay, so to do that, first of all, make sure that you have WordPress installed. Okay, you have bought your domain, and then connect your hosting and everything, and then install WordPress on your website. So I know you guys know how to do this. Now if you don't know how to do this, I'll leave a link in the description so that you can be able to learn how to do this as a whole. Now what you need to do is to get hosting. Now to get cheap hosting, I'll also leave a link in the description for you to go over there and then buy cheap hosting and domain names over there. Okay, now of course it's an affiliate link, so if you are able to use that link, it will help me also to be able to produce more of these videos for you guys. Now what we are going to do is basically simple. We're going to convert this design, okay, into a WordPress website. So like I said, what you need to do is you need to have your WordPress installed. So this is what the new WordPress install that I've done. If you check the front end, there is nothing over here. But for those of you who don't know this theme, this is what the new WordPress theme, okay, 2023 theme. Okay, so that is it. Now I'm going to do some few settings before I start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dismiss this one and then go over here and then remove all this widgets over here so that I have a clean dashboard. Okay, so now first of all, I'm going to go to settings over here and then go to general settings and then fix some small issues over there. So site title, I'm going to name this one hits play, and then this one I'm going to say music is live. Okay, so basically that is it. Now I'm going to leave everything as it is, and then I'm going to click on save changes over here. Okay, so now that I have this one, I'm going to go to permalinks over here and then also change the permalinks from day and time to post name over here. Okay, and then I'm going to click on save changes. Okay, so now that I'm done with the few settings that I'm going to do, now what I'm going to go is I'm going to go straight to appearance over here and then click on themes. I want to install a new theme, okay, for this website. So I'm going to click on add new, and then I will use the cadence or the Astra theme. Which one I want, I can go for it. Okay, so I'm going to use the Astra theme over here, and then I'm going to click on install. Now of course you can decide to go and then use the cadence theme or the Ocean WP. These are best free themes. That is what I love using them. Okay, so click on activate over here to activate it. Now we have the Astra theme activated. Okay, so Astra comes with, now I'm not going to install any Astra template, so I'm going to close it. Now what I need to do is I need to do some few settings for the Astra theme. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the customizer session over here and then just do some few settings. I want to set the colors and all those things so that it will make my work very easy whenever I'm starting it. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to the header. Okay, so I'm going to go to header over here, and then I want the header to be transparent. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and then I'm going to enable transparent. Okay, so transparent is enabled, and that is what I want. I want the header to be transparent, and then you can set your background color and all those things, but I think the transparent header is is good for me. Okay, then I'm going to publish it. Okay, so now I'll go back So now that I have my header to be transparent, now I'm going to go to pages over here. I'm going to go to all pages, and then to see if there are some pages created for me. Now of course it is the default pages which are created. One is what in draft, and then the one is a sample page. So I'm going to click on add new to create the page that I want to design. Okay, so that is exactly what we are going to do. So first of all, I'm going to close this one, and then I'm going to name this page as, let me say, home. Okay, so I'm going to call this page home, and then I'm just going to click on publish over here. Okay, now I'm going to click over here and then click here and then exit the full mode. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to plugins over here and then click on install plugins over here. Now I want to install a new plugin. Okay, now the plugin that I want to install is called Elementor. That is what the page builder that I'm going to use to build the to convert the Figma design into WordPress design. So I'll click on add new over here, and then I'll search for Elementor. Okay, so just type in Elementor. So it'll bring you Elementor website builder. Okay, this is what we need, and then click on install now. Okay, so now that it is installed, we're going to activate it. Okay, very good. So we have our Elementor installed and activated. Now what we're going to do is we are going straight to the pages over here, and then we're going to click on all pages, and then we are going to use Elementor to design the home page that we want to design. Okay, so we're going to click on home over here, or you can click on edit, and then as you can see, because we install Elementor, this is the button that you can see over here. Okay, so you can see this button over here, and that is a good thing. Okay, so now that we have this installed, we can click on this one to edit the the page. Okay, so now first of all, let me go over here and then see the layout of the page that we want. So you can check the layout, whether you want a sidebar, whatever it is, you can do all those things. Okay, so however you want it, you can disable primary menu, you can do a whole lot of things that you want. Okay, so that is with this one. Now let me go over here, and then for now everything is okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to click on this big button over here, which says the blue button, which says edit with Elementor. So we're going to click on it to edit the page with Elementor. Okay guys, so Elementor is opened and then ready to use. Okay, so as you can see over here, we have two buttons over here. One is the plus and one is the folder button. Okay, now this one is used to create sessions. Okay, and this one is used to to add any templates that you have already designed or imported onto your website. So now of course what we're going to do is this is the navigation, so every session that we create will come over here. Okay, so I'm going to close this one and then have a full screen over here. So for those of you who are new in Elementor, I have a new video which talks about full Elementor tutorial, how you can use Elementor and all those things. You can check it out, okay, if you want it. Now for this tutorial, we're going to concentrate on how to bring this design to life. Okay, so as you can see over here, we have only one session. Okay, one session with the background. It's just very simple to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and then click on this session over here, and then we're going to use this session. Okay, so the first one. Now as you can see, because it is a transparent header, what happens, we have this one moved over here. So now that we have we can click over here to edit the session. Okay, and this one will appear for us. Now we're going to click over here and then click on full screen over here. Okay, so everything is quite okay. Now before we even go ahead, we can click over here and then we can check the site settings and all those things. Okay, so whatever you want, you can do that. Now also we can click on this settings, and then the page layout, we can use what Elementor full width. Okay, so make sure that you have what Elementor full width what as the page layout. Okay, so now that you have this one done, I can click on here to open this with edit with Elementor over here. And then what I'm going to do is I want it to be full width. The content gap, I want it to be default. I can even say what no gap. Okay, so the height, I want it to be what minimum height. Okay, so or if I want it to be fit to screen, you can also what do that. I want it to be minimum height, and then I want it to be what v8. Okay, vh 100%. And then column position and all these things. This one I want it to be vertical, and everything is quite okay. Now I'm going to go to what the style over here. Now with the style, the background, I'm going to use what the background type to be classic over here, and I'm going to pick an image. So over here, this is where we drag all our images over here. So I will click over here to select the image that I want to use. Okay, so I'm going to go to my desktop and then drag my image that I want to use. So let me go to my Figma design, and I'm going to drag this image and this image over there. So I'm going to bring it over here. Now as you can see, I have two images. One is the logo, and then one is the main background image. So I'm going to insert the image over here, and then I'm supposed to have this one over here. Okay, so as you can see, this is how it looks like. Now the position, I want it to be center. The the attachment, I want it to be what default. The repeat, I want it to be no repeat, and then the size, I want it to be what cover. Okay, so that is going to be something like this. Okay, yeah, so now we have something like this, which is quite okay. So as you can see, this is how it's gonna behave. Okay, so now what we need to do is to give it an overlay. So as you can see, this one over have a darker overlay. Okay, so that's the same thing that we're going to do over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to background overlay over here, and then give it a background type, the classic. And then this time around, we're not going to bring an image, but we're going to use a color. Okay, so we're going to dim it a little bit. Okay, so now of course you can go ahead and then play with the opacity. Okay, depends on what you want to do. So let's say the opacity is 50 is quite okay. 50 is quite okay. So opacity is 50, and I think it's okay. So now that we have the overlay and everything done, now we are good to go. So what else do we need to do? Now first of all, we need to bring the heading, the heading widget, and then this subtitle over here, and then the button. Okay, so let's go over here and then click on this plus icon over here, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna drag in heading widget over here. Okay, so now we're gonna say music is live. So let's see how it is. So it's in capital letters, so we're gonna use capital music is live. Okay, so we're gonna position it in the middle using this center alignment tool over here, and then we're gonna go to style. Okay, go to style over here and then change the text color to white. Okay, now that we have this one, now with the typography, it's also very simple. Go to this place, and then go to change the typography to Montserrat. So as you can see, what we're going to be doing over here, what we use over here is Montserrat. So if I click over here, you can see that it is Montserrat. It is semi bold, and then it's 85. Okay, so that's the same way we're gonna do. Okay, so Montserrat, it is semi bold over here, and then it is 85. Okay, so just like this one. So everything is quite okay. Now what I'm going to do is I can either bring this one over here. I can either use a title or a description, a widget, okay, or a text widget. Okay, so I'm still going to use a text widget, but this time around I'm going to duplicate this one. So I'm going to say duplicate. Okay, and then this time around, instead of music is live, I'm saying enjoy great songs around the world. So I'm going to write this one, which says enjoy great songs around the world. Okay, so I have this one done. Now if you go over here and then we look at it, you see that this one is what Montserrat, right? It's regular, and then it is what 30. Okay, so what we're gonna use is go to style over here and then change the typography from font family to what the same Montserrat. Okay, and then this one is what 30, and then instead of the semi bold, it is what it is regular, and the regular is still the same as what the normal. Okay, so that is what that is it. So now we have this one also done. Now the next one we're gonna do is what to bring in our our button. Okay, so we're gonna drag our button over underneath this one. We're gonna align it in the center over here, and then what does the button says? It says what stream now. Okay, so if you look at the text on the button, it's also what Montserrat regular, and then what 40. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to this one over here, and then we say what stream now. Okay, is it stream now? Yes, stream now. Okay, so now that we have it done as stream now, of course you can link this one to your any streaming thing that you have. Okay, but we are just designing the hero, so we're not going to link it. And then we're going to go to style over here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the typography. We change this one to what Montserrat. Okay, and then with this one it says what 40. Okay, so as you can see, it is what 40, and then it's going to be what normal. Okay, so that is it. Now that we have this one done, now we're going to go to what border radius. Okay, we're going to say 50. Okay, so that is going to be what that kind of round. Okay, now with this color, how do we get this color? Now of course we're going to pick this one over here, and then come over here and then change the color over here to this one. Okay, so as you can see, we have this one, but of course if you look at this button and this button, it's different because there's some space over here, there's some space over here, and then some spaces over here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is let me look at this one. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the padding over here. Okay, and then we're gonna say the top one will be, let's say 30, bottom will be 30, side will be let me say 40, this one will also be 40. Okay, now I want to reduce this one to, let's say 20. Yeah, and then this one should also be 20. Okay, so I think it's quite okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it down a little bit. So I'm going to go to here and then click on advanced over here, and then with the with the margin, I'm going to unlink all margin, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a top of 20. Okay, and then bottom of 20. Okay, so that it's going to be some kind of space over here. So guys, as you can see, we have our stream now button over here. Now I still feel like the stream now is too big. Okay, so I'm going to go to the typography over here, and then instead of 40 I'm going to say 30. Okay, so yeah, 30 is quite okay. So now we're going to have something like this. Okay, so now that we have something like this, which is similar to this one over here. Okay, the next one is we are done with the design, but we need to bring in the header. Okay, which is the logo over here, and then we also need to have our the menu items over here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to update this one. Okay, so whatever design that you do, you need to update it. Now if I come if I go back, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here and then exit this one, and then I'm going to exit it to the dashboard. Okay, I'm going to apply. Yes, I want to leave. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to appearance over here, and then I'm going to go to menu. I have to create a menu so that the menu will appear. So what I will do is I I'll create my first menu, and then I'll give the menu name as what? Main menu. Okay, and then I'll position it at the primary. That is the primary menu, and then I'm gonna click on create menu. Our menu is created, so we're going to bring our home page there. And then of course, if you look at the menu on top of here, we have the about, the services, the contact. Okay, so I'm going to create all those as custom links. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a custom link, and then we're going to have about. I'm going to add this one over there. We're going to have services as a custom link. I'm going to bring this one over here. Okay, and then we have a contact. Okay, so contact also as a custom link. Then I'm going to bring it over there. As you can see, we have this ones over here. Now I'm going to click on save changes or save menu, and then what I'm going to do is I'm still going to click on customize over here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to header. Okay, and I want to change the menu. So I want to change the logo. Okay, so I'll click on this title and logo over here, and I'm going to set a logo. So this is what the logo I'm going to use. I'm going to set it up. Now skip cropping. Okay, and then this is what we're going to use. So now what I'm going to do is let me see. Okay, so site title, no, we don't want the title, we just want just the logo. Okay, and that is it. So now that we have this one, so you can decide to reduce the logo width anyhow you want it. Okay, so let's say 220 is quite okay. Then we're gonna publish it. Okay, now to see it over here, now what I want to do is I want to fix this thing first, and then I'll bring now first of all, let me just go back over here. I'm gonna refresh this one. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to the dashboard, and then I want to do one thing. I want to go to settings over here, and then go to reading. Okay, go to reading, and then I want to change the home page and make it to a static page. Okay, and then I'm going to select the home that the home page that we created, and then I'm going to make it that particular page. Okay, so now if I go back to the website, you see that we have our page over here. Okay, and that is it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and then refresh the website, and then we're going to have the page that we created as the home page. So guys, as you can see, now we can we can customize it, and then we can see what we want to do about it. So now as you can see, we have this as as a logo. We have our logo also here. Okay, so now let's go back to the header builder again, and then this time around I'm going to bring the menu. Okay, let me just add social buttons to it. Okay, so just click on it and then add social buttons. Now with these social buttons, this is what we have. So is it similar to this one? So we have Facebook, Instagram, and then Twitter. So now let's go by Facebook, Instagram, and then Twitter. Okay, so now as you can see, we have Facebook, Instagram, and then Twitter. So now it should be showing over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to design over here, and then we can customize the colors. Okay, so the color, we can choose the ones that we want. Okay, so as you can see, we have this social buttons over there. Okay, so I think it's quite okay. You can decide to either show label, but of course our design over here doesn't show any label. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave it as it is. Now you can play around the colors. Okay, you can decide to play around with the colors. So this is the label color. So let's say I choose white for it, and then this one is also the background color. So as you can see, this is the background color, you can decide to what, remove this one. Okay, but it's not worth it. So with the background color, we're going to what, undo it. Okay, so that we're going to have the background as what it is. Okay, and that is it. So guys, now that we have this one done, of course we're not going to have the design as it is over here. Now if you want it the official color, you can go ahead and then use this one, but we want a custom color. Now we have to set this one over here. Now we're going to go to primary over here, and then the design, we will change the colors. Okay, so the text or link color, we're going to change it to white. Okay, and then the hover, you can decide to use the color that we used. Okay, so we're going to use this color as the hover color, and then also this one as the active color. Okay, so now if somebody hover on it, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, so that is it. And then with the font also, we can click on it with the menu font. You can click on it and then choose Montserrat for it, because that is what we are using. And then the weight and all those things. The weight, you can use the either the normal or the medium weight. Okay, and then text, we can use uppercase for it. Okay, because as you can see, this is uppercase. Okay, so now of course you can go ahead and then check the the size, which is 22. Okay, so if you make it the size to 22, let's see how it is. So it becomes a little bit bigger. Okay, and that is basically it. So now that we have this one done, now I think 22 is too big, so I'm going to reduce it to, let's say, 18. Okay, yeah, so this one is quite okay. So guys, as you can see, we have our design set up in some few minutes. Now we can go back and then check our design on Elementor again. So I'm going to go to all pages, go to edit with Elementor this time around, and then we want to check our design in Elementor, and then also change the design and make it mobile friendly. Okay, so guys, as you can see, this is how our design looks like. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to create a little bit space over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this one over here. I'm going to go to advanced over here, and then I'm going to give it a top padding of, let's say, 50. Okay, so that there will be some kind of a space over here. Okay, so now that I have this one done, I think everything is quite okay. Everything is good. Now only thing left is for us to make it mobile friendly. So to make it mobile responsive and mobile friendly, what we need to do is we're going to click on this responsive mode over here. Okay, and then choose tablet first, and then see how it appears on the tablet. I think the tablet is quite okay. Let me just adjust some few things over here. Let me go to style, change this one to, let's say, 75. Okay, and then this one, instead of the 30, I'm going to change it to maybe 25. Okay, so with the button, I think it's okay. Everything is quite okay. Now let's go to mobile over here. Okay, so now as you can see, guys, this is how it looks like. Okay, so music is live, is quite something. So what we're going to do is we're going to click over here and then go over here, and then this one, as in 75, we're going to say 55, or let's say maybe 430. Okay, so 30 is quite okay, or 35, or maybe 40. Yes, 40 is quite okay. Now over here, I'm going to go and then change it to, let's say, 18, or maybe 16. Okay, so 16 is quite okay. Now with the button, we also have to reduce the size of it. So go to typography and then change this one to 20. Okay, and then I think 20 is quite okay for the button. If it is too big, we can still reduce it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we can reduce this one, Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click over here and then make the top to be 15, make the bottom to be also 15, this one to be 30, this one to be 30. Okay, so I think this one is what quite okay for what for the mobile. Okay, so guys, as you can see, this one looks what it looks great. Now of course, do not worry about this one. We can fix it. Okay, so we're gonna click on update over here to update our our how do you call it, our settings over here, our design. And then we're gonna go back to, we're gonna let me view the page. Okay, first of all, let me view the page. Now this is how the page looks like. Now let's fix the mobile side from the from the customizer section, that is the header and all those things. So we're gonna go to customize over here, and then we're still gonna go to the, let's choose mobile side over here and go to header builder. Okay, so as you can see, this is the logo for what for the mobile. Now if you go over here, you see the mobile still have what title to it. Okay, so we're going to remove it. Okay, and the logo will be, let's say, 200. Okay, so that's very good. Now let's change it to what the mobile ISF. So the first one we did was the tablet. Okay, so this is the mobile ISF. It still also have what the title over there. So we're gonna what remove it and then change this one to what 180 or maybe 150. Okay, so fine, this one is what 150 is quite okay. Now what we're gonna do is the toggle button over here is not showing. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna click over here, and then I'm gonna use the second one and then go over here and change the color to what to white. Okay, so as you can see now, we can see it. Now if you click on it, what happens? Our menu is supposed to what appear over here, and that is the off converts what menu. Okay, so now over here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just make sure that the off canvas menu, we're gonna configure this one, and then the off canvas menu is supposed to be the main menu over here. Okay, and then we're gonna click on publish over here. Now let's go back. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the header builder again. Okay, so now if you come over here, you can see that this is what the off canvas menu. Now to design the off canvas, we're gonna click on this one over here, and then first of all, we want to make it a fly out. Okay, so if I click over here, it's gonna be like this, and that is how I want it. Okay, now you can decide to choose the position that you want. Okay, it depends on you. So I'm gonna come over here, and then with the background, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the background to be, let's say, black, and then the close icon to be white. Okay, now with this black, I want it to be I want it to be a little bit transparent. Okay, so that when I click over here, this is how it's gonna be like. Okay, so that's exactly how I want it. Now let me click again, and then with the design, if I go back over here, now let me see. Okay, so now I can come to off canvas over here and then go to design over here, and then with the link color, menu link color, I want to change it to white. Okay, with the hover color, I want to change it to the color that we use in the primary color, and then with the active color also, we're going to change it to the primary color. Okay, so guys, if I click over here, if I click on this one, you're gonna see that this is how it's gonna appear. Okay, then I can decide to close it. Now of course, let me just come back again, go to design over here, and then I'm gonna increase the opacity a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna say this one over here is quite okay for me. Now I can click on publish, and then I am good to go. So now if I close the customizer session, this is how we're gonna have. So now we can you can send this link to anybody to visit your website. Okay, and that is it. So this is how you can be able to convert your website, your Figma design into a WordPress website. Now if I click on over here and then click on inspect over here, I can see how the website appears in most of the devices. Okay, so if I want to change a device, I can go to maybe any device. So let me say you know iPad Air. It's gonna be something like this. Okay, it is what responsive over here. If I go to maybe iPad mini, it's also responsive. Okay, if I go to Surface Duo, it is also what responsive. Now, almost every iPhone is also responsive. Pixel 5 is also what responsive. So everything is what is working perfectly for us. Okay, so guys, thank you for watching this video, and then see you in the next video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let us grow together to become what big channel. Okay, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.